guys, according to Kunal Shah, all A plus people are hanging out on podcasts. Got it right?
Oh, happy to be here. Proposed to my girlfriend this weekend. Here's what taught me about B2B sales.
Worst clickbait ever.
I don't want these scratch tests, please.
Hey everyone, welcome to the May edition of the Indian Startup Desktop. Let's go. Only A plus people. Mediocre people often haven't shown. You often see them hanging out with other mediocre people, probably because the A plus folks avoid them. Guys, Kunal Shah's been on this spree. Sir, some of us don't assign grades to our friends.
See, the thing is, it's good to be in the spree. You love following, subscribing to someone's idea decisions.
Yeah,
Sorry?
good point. Very good point. Saksham, do you wanna
Yeah.
jump in?
Yeah, I mean, guys, I don't know if I want to sort of bifurcate my friends and grade them. Maybe I'd rather chill with them based on their intellect or the way I vibe with them, some of our
Mhm.
principles that we agree on, so on and so forth. So yeah, this
So
is
you
this is
don't
fun.
agree, Saksham, with this?
No, I don't agree with this. No, not at all.
Dude, it's one of those cool kid status in back in college, right? Either you hang out with the cool kids or you don't.
Yeah, that's called being a classist now.
I'm looking for a man in startups, VC fund, 6'5", A plus. You'll, you'll, you'll probably see a lot of Tinder and Bumble profiles with A plus in their bio right now.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys, according to Kunal Shah, all A plus people are hanging out on podcasts. Got it right?
Oh,
I've
Awesome. This
seen
is
more podcasts of Kunal Shah than largest content creators in the startup space in last probably this month, entire month of May.
look at this. My loss last year, zero. Kunal Shah's credit loss, 30. Happy to be here.
oh god, this is too funny.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. So this next one is particularly interesting. We've all heard stories of how cringe LinkedIn is. This is one of the peak examples. I proposed to my girlfriend this weekend. Here's what it taught me about B2B
Oh
sales.
god. Someone has to stop with this B2B sales references. Like I think the entire month of May, I open any platform, be it X or be it Twitter, be it LinkedIn. It's just B2B SaaS, guys. Everything in life is just B2B SaaS.
Worst clickbait ever.
Yeah, I swear.
I swear. But this thing
For
blew up.
someone in sales, I've had a terrible month.
Oh,
Yeah, Saksham, this is your
imagine,
terrible month in sales.
imagine someone
Oops.
actually going for a colonoscope and he thinking about this post at the time.
क्या
नहीं
क्या बोला तूने एक पहले क्या बोला चल चल चलो जाके इलाज कराओ
Pavan,
B2B
what is
sales.
Pavan, sorry, what is colonoscope? What is colonoscope?
There's also this Kendrick Lamar versus Drake rap beef going on. And here's what
Yeah,
that
this is, I think, the hottest thing in the world right now for this month. There is nothing bigger than this. And I like how this attempt is
Yeah.
towards comparing it with B2B.
research and preparation are key. Personalize your sales process the same way rappers dig up dirt.
Sure.
That's actually a good insight.
I mean, this round of beef kicked off with Future and Metro Boomin feature Kendrick of the album. Which team are you guys, dude?
Kendrick
I
Lamar,
think yeah, it's very obvious. It's just not even a question, bro. If you really followed what's been happening and if you've gone through
Yeah.
the details of it, I think what's Drake's been up to for the last so many years, it's just shitty. So yeah, Lemar OP.
let's
Oh, damn.
move on to the next segment. So Bloom Ventures recently had come out with this report, very interesting reports on the power of customer marketing. It's actually a go-to report for anybody in business roles, sales, marketing. customer success or any adjacent function as well. With
Hmm.
reference to the famous Wolf of Wall Street movie and DiCaprio's character, where he picks audience members and asks them to sell
Yeah.
me this pen. Have you guys read this report?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's very interesting the way they've sort of tried to correlate. It's also a lot of affluence that they're talking about. I think one example that they've given is okay, if you or I were to sell this pen versus, let's say, Michael Jordan were to sell this pen saying this is the best pen in the world, by default, the credibility goes up. So I think that's a very interesting take.
I
If
think so.
somebody
This
asks
is
you, tell me this pen, how would you guys go about it?
Saksham. Go ahead.
No, I'm not doing
Tell
this,
me
guys.
this
I'm
pen.
sorry. I sell for a living. I'm not selling on this call. No.
Oh yeah, but that's a very interesting interview question as well. I've seen like a lot of places. Not never asked me, but if you Google what are top sales question that is asked, this comes like one of the top questions people in US ask. But absurd, the way businesses have changed, the way models have changed around us. It's this B2B SaaS now sales is more of sell me everything, sell me nothing kind of deals. There are deals for free as well where money is not involved. So I don't think so those things exactly work this time.
I don't think that happens in SaaS so much. Maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, but SaaS is actually one of the very few industries wherein there are, huge margins, huge scale that you can achieve. And yes, there is a lot of money to be made. And then, we will be talking about Freshworks and some
Money
of
is
these
there.
companies there who've done so well,
Money is there.
in SaaS.
Money is there, but I don't feel so. The real sales or real SaaS sales, right, which is of like larger ticket size, works the way Sell Me This Pen works.
I think
Is
the
it
sell me
about
this pen still helps with a lot of perspective. Like, when you ask this as an interview question, for example, I think it really helps to understand,
Hmm.
what direction this person is thinking, and where he comes from.
Interesting.
forget
Interesting.
about the DiCaprio's pitch? Look at the best sales pitch ever.
ये देख
Ah,
ये है टॉर्ची ये देख ऐसे में जाने कर दिया चीजें और ये देख टूटेगा बिल्कुल भी नहीं
guys,
टूटेगा कोई चांसेस ही नहीं
if
है
You
if
got
this guy was in India, he would have been in Shark Tank next season for sure.
that.
Absolutely,
भाई ये
absolutely.
क्या कर रहे हो यार ये देख देख के जाओ ये काम देंगे देखे
What does this teach you guys about B2B sales, by the way?
Uh,
Demos work.
I think we should
Demos
stop.
fucking work.
Demos work, yes.
Yeah.
I would still be one of those people who would go to this shop owner and be like, sir, please give me the product that has not been tested. I don't want a scratched trolley, please.
Or a broken one, maybe.
That's
Yeah.
great.
But there are a lot of bad companies that are popping up, raising a lot of VC money as well. Mokobara being one of them.
Yeah.
And that I didn't know that, but that space was a monopoly between two or three brands for like longest time, and now like there are like 15, 20 plus brands out
Yeah.
for it. This is like the travel industry booming.
Hmm.
Basically, people. One of the favorite podcasts of mine of Kunal Shah, he had mentioned about this that 90% sales of suitcases, the large suitcases in India, are not for travel. They are
Hmm.
for different use case, marriage.
Oh yeah, I remember
The
seeing this episode. Yeah, yeah.
bride goes from her home to groom's home. That's why she packs all of the
This is
luggage in a
the
big
same
trolley.
podcast where he
That's
talks
it.
about. This is the same podcast where he talks about the Delta Four
Delta
framework.
Fort. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
this.
Kunal Baba has given a lot of
Yeah.
great stuff
Yes,
as well.
he has.
B plus you are, Pawan.
What? What? Sorry?
So B plus you are.
That's that's
Okay,
where I
on
lose my
this
shit,
note,
guys.
let's move on.
Moving on. So Byju's has taken this major U-turn. This is hilarious the moment you read it. Your job is not to sell, but to counsel. You're not salespeople, you're education counselors.
समझ रहे हो समझ रहे हो आप समझ रहे हो ना
Dude, seriously, after a decade of the worst selling practices in probably our country, this guy has taken a major U-turn and says that we're not selling, but we're counseling, or we are rather going to do that from now on.
Wait. What do you mean now? Byju's will now become an edtech?
Yeah, from
Yeah.
before a lending fintech.
The, yeah. This must be
The-
worse fintech to edtech transition.
Yeah.
Damn.
this is just utter bullshit, in my opinion.
No.
I don't know
I
why
have a
why he's selling. Your job is not to sell, but rather take some ownership and says, "Hey, this is what we did. I'm the CEO of this company, so obviously I get the brunt of the blame." But rather saying, "You are not salespeople. You're education counselors." Just feel like just washing his hands off.
but I do feel that one great thing Byju's was able to do is get a CIBIL score for a lot of people who never even wanted a loan.
I
A
love
lot
this
of
particular point.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah, I mean, a lot of fintechs are trying to do that, but Byju's did it being an edtech.
No, it's true. I
yeah.
think their contribution to expanding the new to credit segment should be applauded.
Yeah. 100%. For sure.
Wow. Hashtag building for Bharat.
This is probably our hero feature of this episode. How not to sell anything by the BS company. This is a little too mean.
Oh, I know this controversy. Oh
Yeah,
Sakshi,
man.
you want
yeah,
to give a commentary on this?
yeah. So essentially, guys, what happened was that this girl who topped, I think in grade 10th or 12th, how Bombay Shaving Company sort of used her physical, looks and features to essentially do an ad, which I think was absolutely just disgusting. Uh, this is just super wrong. Like
Yeah,
I don't- maybe yeah, Pete, just go through it.
I get why brands would want to do moment marketing, but not in a very negative spin like this. Like sheesh, the poor girl
I
did.
think so. This is one of those things where the team's mentality is all PR is good PR. But I don't know how this will pan out for a consumer company or someone who makes products around there. So
No,
this is
I
weird for
also, I
sure.
mean, I think as adults, sometimes we forget, what impact this can have on like a child, right? Now, one of the things that this girl Prachi said is, maybe I should not have topped the class, right? That kind of an impact that, she's
No,
getting too much attention, which is unwanted, which is not in the right way. So kids get demotivated, right? And I think we have to take more responsibility as adults about, how we sort of take the social media influence to the kids.
dude, she scored
That's one side of it.
8.5% in her class 10 board exam, and she has to deal with this kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are like two threads, okay? And imagine someone sitting in an AC office for Bombay Shaving Company and thinking, building a consumer brand is hard. Let's make use of the news and write on top of it. These are two
This is
very
probably the
different.
best response from that ad. The sheer insensitivity of the company, which continues to defend the act, comes from an extreme sense of power privilege, where the victim Prachi is reduced to a body part, facial hair. Seriously, dude, it's fucked up.
Yeah, it's really fucked up.
Finally, this has really amazed me. Prachi has no negative feelings for those who invaded her privacy and wronged her so deeply. On the contrary, she shows compassion, compassion that can only come from a beautiful person. That's called Indian culture.
But Pete, one question that I had was these are like I know it's totally fucked up and that would not probably be the best way to do it. But coming from a marketing background, what do you think? Is this like what's your opinion on it? Is it right for a company goals if you keep the personal angle separate there?
I think companies trying to indulge in moment marketing is a good thing. The way this was executed was horrible. Then the question comes like, what is the balance? Some people liked it, some people didn't like it. But I think look, there is a line. It's just look. Honestly, I think the line is very evident, right?
Yeah.
Just don't say something that will offend a lot of people, and you should be in the safe zone. Just try to have a good persona at least, even if you are really not that person.
Yeah, fair.
This podcast stands by those values, right?
Yeah, Saksham will cut him from the next episode, but okay.
Damn.
Look at this guy's response, dude. After everything that
Yeah.
went down, look at his response. 10 classic symptoms of LinkedIn outrage are
Oh God, I can't believe this.
10 to 20K followers each, mostly follow each other. एक दूसरे के post पे tons of CFVR and hype. लंबे लंबे comments, often multi-paragraph. Superlative plus negative communication style. Everything is distasteful, tone deaf, very high perception
Fuck.
on intellect. Use therapize big words a lot. Sheesh.
Wow, bro, this is this is
Dude, someone had concentrated so much anger within. This post is so fucking long. And it
yeah,
can't be like just one day's frustration. This is like accumulated over a period of time.
this
Okay.
is fucked up, guys. I can't believe, and a lot of people are still standing in support of this, which is weird.
Yeah, what's the worst thing to say? Hey, we made a mistake. Let's move on. Right? All
Yeah, all
Oh, that
right.
did happen, right? I thought that happened. That did?
No,
in
look
the
at this post,
post.
bro. It's not apologetic. It's a
No,
lot of
after this
hate.
also something happened, right? This was 2 weeks, like 2.5 weeks. There was some conclusion for this episode where someone came out and said that they will take it down or something like that. Was it
When
not
we
from this app?
prepare this dog next time, you should probably help us if you know something recent. By the way, let's
We
move
are
on.
recording it early.
Okay, let's end this episode with a very somber news. So Girish from Freshworks has stepped down after 14 years since founding it. Let's all take a minute to
Hmm.
appreciate this legend.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
This is an era for sure
See,
for him. Like from where to where, taking a company to US, listing it there, it's not a joke.
yeah, and at a global level, creating so much impact over the last so many years, and I think yeah, just changed how sort of SaaS operated as an industry,
yeah, I
and
think this
it's
was
just a
yeah
lot
the
of respect.
first proof of concept that Indian products can compete. Software products can actually
And to
compete.
be very honest, as a consumer, right, I don't think so a lot of people in India even know about Freshworks. I got to know about Freshworks like 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago when they got listed, and there was like entire fuss around it. But yeah, they are like one silent beast who is building it from a long time.
Yeah. But I
Yeah,
thought like the first
and now
crop of
they're everywhere.
startup folks were always from Freshworks. Like I know a lot of people who are all ex-Freshworks, and I thought that's how we got to know about this company.
Hmm.
I think so, but when they became like lot bigger, people who exited went on towards consulting a lot. I see a lot of people from Freshwork to be part of like MBB profiles right now.
Yeah. He's also like this mentor to a lot of startups in India right now. He's also part of a lot of communities, SaaS Boomi being one community, but he's also very active in the Indian startup scene.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But it would be interesting to see what next.
Yeah, maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just now chill and maybe start a farm. But all right, folks, that's
Yeah.
the end of this edition of the Indian Startup Desktop. See you next time.
Bye bye.